Good evening, beautiful ones. So just a quick live again, because all week, the entire week, we talked about stress. And tonight I wanted to talk about something that maybe you're not aware of, but when you experience stress, and I know that for moms, stress is practically part of our lives, but when you experience stress on a regular basis, too often, it can become part of your identity. You can live literally like it happened to me. I used to be like that with stress and worry and anxiety. Always a low level, a low grade of stress and anxiety behind the scene. And it was so part of my days that I didn't even realize that I was living like that. In fact, I probably lived like that for years and years and years, even before I was a mom. And maybe that's the case for you, and you don't even realize until you reach a place where you're not stressed anymore and you're like, oh, that feels different. You feel somehow more relaxed. You don't wait for the other shoe to drop. You're not doing stuff in your head about what you need to do, etc., etc. And that is not only dangerous for your body, but it is also creating a reality with more stress. As you know, our brain is looking in the world for what we're familiar with, and at an energy level, on the elevator of energy, you stop at the floor of stress. Even if it's low level stress, it's always more stress. So today I wanted to share with you two things. One is a habit, and the other one is something that maybe you're not aware of, that will contribute to you creating an identity of stress for yourself. The first one, the habit, is, let me give you a scenario. You wake up in the morning and you're like, okay, so today I need to go bring my son to the doctor, go to the dry cleaner, answer that client, present that report to my boss, go to the gym, blah, 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 blah. When you wake up with your to-do list in your head, it already sets you up for a stressful day. Your body is kicking the ground in a state of stress already. You're teaching your body that it's your habitual way of feeling. You really, really need to become aware of that. At a certain point when, as you know, in this group, I'm doing that on my business page today, but in the single moms group, we talk a lot about self-development, self-empowerment. Bonjour Myriam! Wow! So, comment vas-tu? How are you? When we talk about, in my page, we talk about self-development, spiritual development. And when you start going to the next level, you become aware of what is no longer serving you. So waking up, one day I woke up and I realized that as I woke up, I was already experiencing negative emotions until I could literally pinpoint that this bad habit I'm talking about, waking up with your your stressful to-do list in your head, I was doing it every day. So once you become aware of that, you continue doing it because that's what your brain is used to, but then you're going to catch yourself. And you decide, nope, no longer how I want to behave. And the more you repeat that, the brain learns with emotion and repetition, the more you're going to change in your wiring, in the way that your neural connections are set up. The other thing I wanted to talk about, and maybe it's not as known, I don't know, maybe you do, is, are you absorbing the stress around you? Are you some days, suddenly you're stressed and you don't know why? In my podcast, I shared the story of when I go into the car with my daughter, if one of us is stressed, we're so empath, we are so absorbing because we're both healers, energy around us, that if one of us is stressed, that's after 5-10 minutes in the car, it's a very small environment, the other one gets stressed or angry or whatever we feel. It goes for sadness, goes for everything. So are you like that? Do you realize that when you go into places where there are a lot of people, suddenly when you come back home, you feel fragmented, you feel agitated, and nothing really happened for you to feel like that? No major event, you didn't do anything. You just feel and you don't know why. It can also happen when you watch the news. It can happen when stressful stuff, you are the witness of stressful stuff and you absorb it. And some people are so sensitive that they can even absorb what's going on around them and very far, because energy is all connected, we're connected to each other, into other countries. Like there is a lot going on in the world right now. And if you're like that, you may feel stressed and you don't know why. So those two cases, those two scenarios, and maybe you have both in your life. So it's worth it to investigate and examine that, because as I said, you don't want stress to become part of who you are. You don't want stress to become part of your identity, whereas you don't even know how to live your life without it, without worrying, without everything that goes with it. I'm going to invite you again to attend the class this Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific time, or on replay. If you can't attend, that's fine, but you can register, because I will share techniques to develop awareness of where is your zone of recurrent stress, and maybe you have several. And I will share practical exercises to already in the moment let go of stress. And we will also do some tapping, some emotional freedom technique to delodge the stress, to remove the stress from your body. And you can repeat that exercise over and over in the moment every time you need. You'll have the recording. If you attend or if you register, you'll have the recording whether you attend or not. That's really what I wanted to share with you today, because I know moms, especially single moms, we have so much on our plate that it's very easy for us to fall into stress. And actually, stress is not even something that we fall in or that falls on us. It's something we literally create with our thoughts, with our minds. So it's worth knowing and intervening in order to live a freer life, a more stress-free life, and create a reality where more good stuff come to you. I hope to see you in the class. The link to join is in the description of this video, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. It's singleanddoingitall.com/free. So I'll see you in the class, and go and relax.